Picture this. You're navigating your day. Everything feels normal. But then a thought sneaks in, sharp, uninvited, and irrational. Maybe it's subtle, like questioning if your friend is upset because of something you said. Or perhaps it's louder, proclaiming that a single mistake on a project spells total failure. These mental intrusions, though often dismissed as fleeting, are more common than you realize. They're called cognitive distortions, and once you know their name, you'll see them everywhere. Let's paint the scene. Imagine thinking, I got praise for my work today, but my boss is just being polite. Or, my friend canceled plans once, so they probably don't want to spend time with me anymore. Maybe you burnt dinner, and suddenly your mind whispers that your partner won't like you anymore. These thoughts might sound almost childish when laid bare, but here's the kicker. Many of us experience them daily, often without recognizing the damage they do. At their core, cognitive distortions are irrational thought patterns that warp our perception of reality. They trick us into believing false narratives about ourselves, others, and the world at large. And while they feel like a built-in defense mechanism, protecting us from potential hurt, they actually pave the way for behaviors and feelings that can spiral out of control. You see, our thoughts, emotions, and actions are intricately connected. When our thinking becomes distorted, it doesn't just stay in our heads, it spills out into the way we behave and interact with the world. That sneaky thought about failure? It might stop you from pursuing something meaningful. The assumption that your friend is upset with you? It could drive a wedge into your relationship that doesn't need to exist. Here's a powerful truth, echoed through centuries of wisdom. Your thoughts shape your reality. Ancient philosophers like Heraclitus warned us about this. He famously said, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions." This isn't just some decorative phrase for your living room wall. Modern psychology has proven the profound truth behind it. Research into neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself, shows that repetitive thought patterns actually reshape our brains. Say something to yourself often enough, and your brain starts to accept it as fact. Believe it deeply enough, and your actions will reflect that false truth, creating a reality built on distortion. The psychologist Aaron Beck uncovered this connection while working with depressed patients in the 1960s. He noticed that their thoughts weren't simply a byproduct of their depression, but were fueling it. They weren't reacting to reality, they were reacting to their distorted interpretations of it. For instance, Beck worked with a woman who, despite a loving family and professional success, was consumed by thoughts like, "I'm a failure, and no one cares about me." These beliefs were unfounded, yet they had the power to erode her happiness and sense of self. So where do these patterns come from? They often emerge slowly, shaped by experiences and reinforced over time. Sometimes there's no single event to blame. Instead, these distortions creep in, filling gaps in our understanding with falsehoods. And, strangely enough, there's a kind of comfort in them. They provide a twisted sense of control or familiarity, especially when they've been with us for years. Cognitive distortions don't just sit quietly in the background, they can become addictive. On a psychological level, they offer a shortcut to deal with emotions or tough situations, temporarily numbing discomfort. Physiologically, they even trigger the brain's reward systems, reinforcing the habit of thinking negatively. Common distortions come in many forms, like discounting the positive, jumping to conclusions, emotional reasoning, and personalization. They're subtle, insidious, and before you know it, they're shaping how you see yourself and your relationships. But recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free. Dr. Beck urged people to confront their distorted thoughts and challenge them head-on. His message was clear. You don't have to let these lies define you. With awareness and effort, you can push back and rewrite the narratives in your mind. Cognitive distortions are not your truth. They're a trick of the mind. The power lies in catching them, questioning them, and refusing to let them dictate how you feel or act. Start small. The next time a thought tries to pull you into its web, stop and ask, is this really true? By doing so, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your reality. And until we meet again, keep questioning the stories your mind tells you, and carve a path toward clarity and strength.